good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or late night, wherever you are, and whatever time, excuse me, or whatever time. I got more downloads about the twin flame thing. As long as twin flames stay apart, they're always going to be stuck. There's always going to be stagnation. I don't know if I said this before, but I'm just going to say it again. And as I'm sitting here making the twins some Kool-Aid, more downloads came to me. And this is, like I said, we have, this is something that we have to figure out what to do. I don't know if we're supposed to be together. Like, is it, we're supposed to meet up, period, right? Either to collaborate and or be in a relationship. But I'm wondering, because there's something spiritual, we made this contract before we were born. We had to figure out what the contract is. And like I said, I think it's linked to past lives. It's linked to past lives. And I already forgot the other downloads. Oh, spiritual warfare. This is where spiritual warfare comes in. Spiritual warfare is what God had put into place, right? It's the devil getting into, sorry, as I down unbind, which I want to do more videos putting more structure into the unbinding. But with the twin flame thing, it's being played out in the physical realm, right? It's because life is mysterious, life is full of clues. How we live our life is full of clues, right? How we get an education, how we apply for jobs, how we type a paper, it's clues. These are all clues within the mystery of the cosmos. What's playing out now is how it's played out in the spiritual realm, or how it's supposed to be. That's why really nobody's predicting things. It's just a matter of figuring it out. So the download that I got was, I forgot. I had it again and I forgot. But it's related to Trump. How Trump is undoing everything that Biden and Obama did. That's exactly what the devil does in the spiritual warfare, right? You're undoing everything that God has done. I'm not saying that Biden and Obama are gods, but I'm saying that is the structure, right? Because the devil copied the structure and not the nature of God. That was a good download. I had a little pause there because that was good. That was a good connection. That was really good, Spirit. I have a lot of visions and I want to bring them out, but I don't know how to. What people are not understanding is that God is everywhere. He is in Buddhism. He's in Taoism. He's in Muslims. He's in Judaism. He's in all. He encompasses all. He's Odin. He's Shiva. But you guys are not getting the concept. Just like how if you have a big ball of cotton and you pull out different pieces of it, right? That's God, right? But different religions and different beliefs are pulling pieces from the cotton. That's how it is with God. You know, that's how I see it. And these religions want to keep you in a box so that you only just know one little aspect of God. You don't know the other aspects of God, right? Because God's spirit. Jesus said it in the Bible, God is spirit. So we shouldn't have a limitation on what does he look like or anything, because he doesn't look like anything. He's spirit. And he lives in everything living. He encompasses all. There's no limit to him and there's no restriction. But we put the restrictions on him. That's why I was saying that no religious text should be taken in its entirety, because man wrote it. It's highly, highly difficult to write a whole entire text, especially when 44 people, different people, written the Bible. It's hard that it's hard to write a whole entire text based on what God has said without putting in your own little input, your own little subjective views and everything, right? I think it's disgusting how there's limitations. I can't be a witch and love Jesus and God. That's ridiculous. Because like I said, God encompasses all. There's a Instagram. There's an Instagram thing that I put in my story, video that I put in my story that talked about how with the Slavic witches, right? How they demonized the witches because they couldn't break them. They demonized the witches because people needed them. They became popular. So what does religions do? Okay, we want to be able to control this certain amount of masses because we don't want them to learn really what God has given them. This world would be a much better place if we were more spiritual than religious. Because we're all connected. We're all part of God. But it's the religions. It's man that wants to keep us apart. I cannot stand that I can't encompass, that I can't be God. Because God is within everything. He's within witches. You know, there's duality in everything. There's always a dark and a light side to everything. So witchcraft is no different than a church that wants to keep their people locked up and in fear. Because there is a light and a dark side to it, right? You know, in church, you learn the Bible. That's a positive thing, learning the Bible. But the negative aspect is they'll keeping you locked up in one place. You're not expanding your understanding of the universe. You're not expanding your understanding of God, because God is everywhere. He is in everything living. You just have to unlock that part of you. Because like I said, there's duality in everything. There's light and dark in us. But which side do we want to go to? Which side do we want to partake in? Right? I'm a witch, yes. because of my ancestry, because I choose to awaken my ancestry within me, because it's what got me here. But I also love God because I know what also got me here. Because God was in my witch ancestors. You know, this is something that we had to keep quiet. Like in the past, we had to keep this quiet. And it seems like sometimes I get confused and sometimes I want to keep quiet. But then sometimes a fire lights up in me and I want to say something. Because we're living in a time where it's not okay to keep quiet no more. But then people still don't understand and people refuse to see. I do have a direct line from God. I think about God all the time. And I see God everywhere. But people refuse to see it. People refuse to see it because God is spirit. I know when I was a Christian, and even when I was in that cult, I felt stuck. I felt in a box. I felt like I couldn't move nowhere. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Because I'm embracing my ancestry, because I know how I got here. But who brought me along the way with God? I woke that part of me. It's called spiritual awakenings. But see, there's just like how you go through school, there is criteria that you have to meet. Just like how you fill out an application for a job, there's criteria that you have to meet in order to get there. In order to have that spiritual awakening, there's criteria that you got to meet. You got to have ego deaths, many ego deaths. You have to seek God in everything. Don't limit yourself or restrict yourself. But anyways, let me, I have more unbinding to do, and I have to make this Kool-Aid for these boys. So I probably will, as the day goes on, put out more videos, more downloads. I need to take a little break right now. Okay, so thank you for listening. I am Goddess Runic Seer. And I will see you guys later. Bye.